Gaming journalists are hypocrites. They attack games that don't follow the political narratives they want, and they actively try to destroy the industry we love. But now we found out with Genshin Impact's latest update, they've censored male characters, and journalists are upset about the censorship, even though they usually praise it when, of course, it doesn't affect games they care about. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, this is actually a Polygon article, and lately I've had to talk about Polygon a couple of times. I feel like they've gotten significantly worse lately, but they posted this saying Genshin Impact covers up the booties of its boy toys. Fans are calling it a bubble diaper. Now, I've had to talk about Genshin Impact a few times because they have censored things. It is not like a new situation at all. Of course, MiHoYo definitely is not one to show cleavage when they do not have to. There are some like outfits and characters in the game that are a bit bustier that do show skin, but for the most part, they are not afraid to censor their costumes and characters. But it says Genshin Impact got yet another giant update on Tuesday night with the debut of the water-inspired region of Fontaine. Although this patch will allow players to explore underwater worlds, characters won't be rocking any cute beach outfits. Developer HoYoverse introduced a new way to censor the asses of its characters, and now even conservatively clothed men have their butts covered up. Now, I talk about censorship a lot on this channel, and I do try to call it out as much as possible because it sucks to be an adult who wants to play a game, and oh no, we can't see the butt of a female character, the butt of a male character. Oh no, you can't have a character wearing a bikini in a swimming update where you're primarily underwater. That is the level of absurdity that we are at, that we can't have characters wearing bathing suits. I know that it's been a major complaint with games like Apex Legends as well, which is Respawn, because they have had, summer updates every year since the game released, and they've never released like full-on bikinis for characters. They'll do shirtless men all the time, but oh no, we can't have a woman in a bikini. And now this is happening with Genshin Impact. There are a lot of reasons why I personally do not play Genshin Impact. Yes, they have censored characters occasionally, but it is a gacha game, and I try my best to not support those. It's just not a genre that I really want to support unless I'm super in love with a title. And I know Genshin Impact is extremely popular, but to hear that this is happening is very disappointing, and especially this useless, just awful looking censorship. As you can see, that he is kind of wearing like a bubble diaper. It's pointless. He's wearing full-on shorts. It's not like, we're talking about like a Speedo here, even though we shouldn't be censoring that either, but you can't see anything at all, and it's still covered up. It just looks absurd. But of course, these journalists are now complaining about it because it's happening to male characters that they like. If this article was about only females being censored, they would have completely supported it and what MiHoYo has done. They would have said, this is great, it's stunning, it's brave, women shouldn't be objectified in games, but now that it's affecting male characters, authors like this, well, they're upset. They say in the 4.0 update, players will be able to dive beneath the surface and explore the ocean surrounding Fontaine. The swimming itself feels great, and it's almost like players get to fly through the surrounding coral reefs and underwater caverns. But, unfortunately, the small graphical effect likely serves one purpose: to obscure the view of your character's butt. Now, they go on to say that overall, the bubble isn't a huge deal. I could barely notice it as I move from place to place, and it goes away if you move the camera around to the front. However, it just feels like the effect seems half-assed. The censor gets added to lots of other characters, not just the women wearing skirts or skimpier outfits. Even someone like Bennett, who is pictured in the main image gets one and he wears cargo shorts and a fanny pack. Now they claim that it's not a big deal, even though they're upset about it, yet they've written a whole article about it. Not just like a simple tweet, not a small post, a whole article, because it does matter to them, meaning it is a big deal. The type of artwork they have used in this game from the beginning, which is anime and fan service, is literally what the majority of this game's fan base have always enjoyed. Lots of people who play Genshin Impact are anime fans, they love fan service, and they would not be upset if this filter and this bubble diaper was gone. People might say that this is a stupid thing to complain about because it's only a small graphical change, but this was a stupid thing to censor. If we can't be upset about the change, then it was too small for anyone else to be upset about in order for them to change it. Do you know what I mean? Why censor it in the first place if it's not that big of a deal? It is absurd that these people not only are constantly trying to defend developers, even when they are upset about it, but they're saying it's bad that there's censorship happening to male characters, but if this was a female, oh no, it would be insane. We would be called perverts for being upset about this. These developers need to stop pretending that fan service isn't what drew people to the game, because it is, and that's not a problem. They're not drawings of real people, they're fictional individuals. If people look at this and they have a problem with the artwork, that's on them. It's artwork. They're not real, they're not even modeled after real humans. This is only a small bit of censorship, but it adds up. They censor one tiny thing and then eventually it becomes a stack of issues because they continuously censor. It's death by 1,000 cuts. People who say who cares about the censorship, yet it only matters to them when it hits something they enjoy, but if they don't care about it, then you're just being pedantic. And if we complained about this happening to female characters, again, we would be called disgusting pervs. Obviously, I don't want this censored. I don't want any censorship in games because at the end of the day, people love Genshin Impact for a specific reason. People love anime-style games and fan service for specific reasons. And as adults, we should not be forced to consume censored content. I think that it is perfectly fine to have censored filters in a game that you can toggle on and off, just like what happened with Bayonetta 3, right? In the game itself, the default was not censored mode, but there was an angel mode where you could toggle it on and it would cover up cleavage a little bit more, lower skirts a little bit more, and it really didn't do all that much, but it's the idea that matters because that is optional. And then hey, if you don't want to, look at a character's butt or you don't want to look at cleavage, you don't have to. And I think that that is a perfect medium because again, the censorship was a toggle that you could turn on, you could turn off, and I do agree that it is bad that this censorship is happening. I don't think that this game should be censored. I think this bubble ass censor is absolutely absurd, but I do think that it is extremely important to call out these journalists whenever I freaking can because they're hypocrites, and they would call us awful things if this was happening to a female character and we were upset about it and we were on social media complaining. They would say it's not really that big of a deal and they just don't want to objectify women and you guys are pervs. It's awful, the hypocrisy that these people go through every single day, and Polygon has gotten a hell of a lot worse recently, so I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on the things that they're posting going forward a little bit closer than I have been. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.